It's really amateur stuff. I should be able to do better. If you could find a manual for the console, it would really help. Look for the Fisheye 42 model.
We have a suspect, David Carson. We're making progress, Garrus.
Amazing. We're gonna stop him, you'll see. You can't evade the FBI forever.
Don't say mission accomplished just yet, Garrus.
The sheriff is being overzealous, but she's kind of charming.
Watch out, Garrus. Female cops are the #1 hazard. Especially the ones who like to hoodwink the rookies.
So, Vic, do you need to confide in your old friend Claire?
Do you have any details on Hawker? What's he been up to since the FBI canned him?
I did a little snooping. He's been doing small security jobs. Claims to be a security consultant. I called one of his employers. He described Hawker as the solitary type. Doesn't trust his co-workers. Also, a few investigators let me know that they had been contacted by Hawker. He asked them a number of questions about the killer's latest murders.
Hawker has supposedly revealed information about the killer to Hernandez. Clearly, to his mind, he's still on the case.
Seems like he's really developed a bit of an obsession over this. Be careful with him, Vic.
Before he snapped, Hawker was an exceptional agent. Hopefully he's kept his investigative skills. Don't worry, I'll be careful.
Talk to you later, Vic. Good luck.
Nice shack. A bit morbid, but it's got style.
So, James, are you spending your retirement brooding over the past?
Not at all. I have a whole new life now. That whole thing is behind me.
Really? I heard you were continuing to investigate. And as far as I know, your social schedule is not what you'd call busy.
Don't start with me, Vic. Whose fault is it that I'm where I am? You betrayed me.
Some learn from their mistakes, James. Doesn't look like that's the case with you.
I admit, I made a mistake. I shouldn't have pulled the trigger. But I did it to further the investigation. You sabotaged that by denouncing me.
You know perfectly well that I wasn't the one who squealed to internal affairs. If I had, you would have been up for murder charges. All I did was refuse to cover up for you. You went too far, goddammit. This is stupid. Let's talk about something else. James, I think you have a problem. You're obsessed by the killer.
Don't condescend to me. It's a little hypocritical, don't you think? Tell me thoughts of his victims don't keep you up at night, Vic. Aren't you tormented by your utter failure to stop these killings? You should be.
Jesus Christ, you know full well that I've moved heaven and earth to get more resources for this. You're accusing me of fucking up the case? Here, I'll profile you. You are egocentric, irresponsible, selfish, and paranoid.
And you are anal, rigid, authoritarian. And you've got the biggest mouth I've ever had the displeasure to encounter.
I could say the same about you. Can we talk? Listen, James, let's stop dwelling on the past. The killer is still out there, and this is our last chance of getting him as a team. Can we bury the hatchet? Paloma Hernandez may still be alive. She's counting on us.
Fine. We can't change what's happened anyway. So, this house is supposedly connected to the killer. I'm not surprised. It fits what I've been able to uncover. An isolated area far from the big urban centers. But it means the killer's gotta travel to go hunting. I've made a major breakthrough on the killer's psyche. He's totally obsessed with film and cinema, and particularly with the actress Veronica Lake. You could see it in his videos. I'm convinced that he chooses his victims following criteria linked to his obsession.
There's evidence in the house that suggests the killer went to film school. That would confirm your hypothesis.
It was by catching an old movie again that I made the connection. It has to do with very small background details. That's why we didn't see it before.
Well, I have a name. Our suspect's name is supposedly David Carson. Claire's trying to dig up something about him.
We'll end up getting him, Vic. After all this time, we're gonna get him.
I'm at an impasse with the computer in the cellar. Can you give it a look? You've always been a bit of an IT guru.
Okay, show me what the problem is. Let's see. The system is well protected. It's impossible to enter it without the password. Luckily, the killer is just crazy enough to use a significant password instead of choosing random characters.
Of course.
Let's try this. No, too simple. Veronica, maybe. It's not the right password. Yes.
Have you found the password?
Uncle Man. Veronica Lake's real name. The killer's obsessions are the key to his psyche. The contents of the computer are open to you. It's your turn to play now.
Photographs of the victims. The Psycho's family album. Killer's so crazy about movies, he must have left a camera on somewhere. A hallway with concrete walls. I haven't explored this place yet. If this file contains the killer's bank account number, the Chicago office could perhaps buy a new coffee maker. I hope this worked. I'll just have to see. A list of first names, including mine and Hernandez's. These seem to be the victims' names, but the last names don't match.
I bet this is somehow linked to the killer's obsessions. He must associate his victims with fictional characters.
I'm not sure I understand.
Ellen Graham, Dolores Greaves, they're all roles played by Veronica Lake. In the list you're connected to, the Letty Stanton character, the name doesn't match at all. Different motive. He's after you because he wants to eliminate everyone on his tail. Prior to vanishing, maybe.
If that's his plan, I don't have much time to stop him. I'll copy the list into my smartphone. I might need it later. Access control. Let's see what door I can open. It's on, but it's still not working.
It's really amateur stuff. I should be able to do better.
I've printed out the console manual. Have a good read.
Video, but we should hear the sound broadcast by the surveillance mics.
Stop it! You psycho!
Hello? Can you hear me?
It got cut off. Anyway, the console mic is not working.
That voice. It could be Hernandez.
If that's live, she must have heard the feedback when I turned on the system. But it could also be a recording. The console has recorded the voice. You can digitize the sound with your smartphone to analyze it.
Sounds like a radio broadcast. I think it's a local station. There's a trace on the railing. Someone was hurt here. Anderson's blood. He must have had a nasty encounter. So, his disappearance was the killer's doing. I have to talk to you, Sheriff. There was a video where I could see Hernandez. She's not far, I'm sure of it. We have to get everything we can on the house.
As soon as the land registry staff has something, they'll contact me.
Have you found anything else on the Anderson case?
No, I looked all over the place. I've even used the metal detector, but all I found was a badge under the floor in the entrance hall. Anderson must have explored the house to see if there was anything of value. As far as I recall, he was the curious type.
If he ran into the killer, I'm afraid his curiosity might have cost him his life.
I have a proposition for you, Agent McPherson. Help me with the Anderson case, and I'll speed things up for you at the land registry. We might as well help each other rather than trying to trip each other up, right?
You're a goddamn opportunist. Okay, deal. I found Anderson's blood on the balcony upstairs. It's probably several months old. Everything I've seen leads me to believe that our killer murdered Anderson. Sorry, Sheriff. Your county has lost a voter.
Well, we know what happened to him. At least I can announce that the case is closed.
Hold back your tears. You don't want to get dehydrated.
You've kept your part of the bargain, Agent McPherson. Now it's my turn. Yes, it's Sheriff Holloway. I need some information on the house now. Yes, immediately. Are you sure? Okay, keep looking, and let me know if you find anything.
Well, what do you got?
They found something interesting. An anti-nuclear shelter was built under the house in the 50s.
And where's the entrance to this shelter?
They're looking for up-to-date maps. According to their records, 2 shafts with steel hatches were dug in the ground.
Excellent. We're making progress. We just have to find the hatches. I have to talk to you, Sheriff. You mentioned a metal detector. Can I use it?
Take the key to my car. The detector's in the trunk.
Thanks, Sheriff.
What wouldn't I do to stay in the FBI's good graces?
I might be able to find the radio station I heard on the recording.
This is a great game. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. This is a great game. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. I just love, 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 love you. Love you so. I just love, 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 love you. Love you so.
You're on WHOZ. Enjoy the rest of our weekly country music show.
It's the same show. She's alive.
Who are you talking about? The reporter? I don't see the connection.
It's a live broadcast.
So?
Oh, drop it. The important thing is that Hernandez is alive. Somewhere. We have to find her before it's too late. I wonder how this works. There's an instruction manual in the memory. I better look at it. An aluminum can full of leaves and twigs. Weird. The detector shouldn't react to an aluminum can. Sealed. A reference number on a plate. H103123. anti-nuclear shelter is opened.
Do you have something new?
I've managed to open the shelter hatch. I'll go down and try to find Hernandez.
I'm going with you.
I'll call Garris for backup.
Let me show you something. His last masterpiece. It's called The Betrayal. You've managed to unmask me. It's a shame. I would have liked the game to have gone on a bit longer.
Our relationship. It wasn't a coincidence, was it? You had everything planned from the beginning.
I didn't plan our meeting. You're the one who contacted me during one of your investigations, remember? When I saw your name on my screen, I thought of Gustav McPherson, of course, your grandfather, who Mark Ackerman immortalized in his painting. Could it be that you were his descendant? I made some inquiries, and when I knew who you were, I decided to include you in my work.
So that's it. All these months you were just pretending? How could I have been so stupid?
Vic, you pretend to be as tough as nails, but really you're soft, sentimental.
Richard, how could you have become a murderer?
True artists must rid themselves of all the inhibitions that limit mere mortals. They must overcome all taboos. My grandfather made me understand this. I have freed myself of mediocrity. I've touched the reality which surrounds us. The brutality, the fear, the suffering, the death. Death has filled the void that I have always felt deep inside of me. This absolute, implacable. Its beauty terrifies the weak of spirit. The act of murder, Vic. It's a deeply moving artistic experience. Have you never sensed this? You who keeps company with all these victims and murderers?
You're completely insane.
Oh, Victoria, I'm free. While you and everyone like you live your lives like blind larvae, imprisoned by your comforting certitudes.
Ackerman killed so he could fill his canvases. Did you murder women to emulate your ancestor?
You don't understand. He didn't kill to paint. My grandfather's true body of work isn't the paintings. His art was murder. By putting these women to death, I've paid homage to Mark Ackerman's genius. I've reproduced the murders that he committed. The paintings are merely the testimony. In embracing my heritage, I had to go beyond mere pictorial imitation. I had to immerse myself in the creative act itself.
Good God, you really are sick. You seem so convinced of what you're saying. Why all this insanity? Because your mother abandoned you? She wanted you to have a chance, a future she couldn't offer you.
She betrayed me, her only child. Like Beatrice betrayed Mark. Like you would have done too sooner or later. You always end up leaving. I hate you for this, but don't worry. I don't hold grudges. I offer you redemption by placing you at the center of my work.
Richard, I can't let this go on. I'm gonna have to turn you over to the police, Richard.
Finish my days locked in a cell like him? We'll see about that.
Everything's going as planned. I've got both of you. As for Hawker, I took care of him. Let you go? Let me think. Sorry, I've got to say no. There are so many possibilities, so many ways to make you suffer. You and McPherson. I must consider this carefully. One thing's for certain, this game ends with me as the winner. Hawker's hanging by a thread. Well, a rope. I hung him from a tree. Isn't that what you'd expect from a murderer? See you very soon, gorgeous.
Asshole!
McPherson? Can you hear me?
Shh! We'll bring it back.
Christ! You scared me. I thought that cell was empty.
I haven't eaten in days. You don't have anything, do you?
Sorry. All I had was a few stale cookies, but I was hungry. Have you been here a long time? Have you tried to escape?
I made an attempt early on. I was locked up where you are.
What did you do?
I improvised. I used the fork that he left for my meals. I unscrewed the grate on an old air vent.
And then what happened?
The killer came back right before I made it into the shaft. He convinced me not to try again. Then he threw me in this cell, which is normally reserved for women he's gonna kill. I've been here ever since. In here, the ventilation shaft is welded shut, and the cell door can only be opened remotely. I haven't got a chance.
Do you still have the thing you used to unscrew the grate?
Yeah, I managed to hide it, just in case it might come in handy again.
Throw it over. I'll try to catch it.
Who's gonna die next? You? Me? Your friend?
Who are you? I thought the killer only went for women.
Gary Anderson. I saw the abandoned house while I was out hunting deer. I came in to poke around. The killer took me by surprise while I was snooping upstairs. I tried to escape by going out the balcony, but he caught me. I've been held here for months. He's been torturing me for months. I can't take it anymore. I've lost all hope of leaving this place alive. I'd just like to not suffer anymore.
The closet is blocked by the bed. Those cookies were disgusting, but I couldn't help finishing the whole pack. Locked. There's a crack in the wall. I can see something shining. There are 2 names engraved on the ring, John and Susan. Maybe I could pass through here, but it's too high. Locked. This digital lock must open the door. Locked. An electronic lock. I don't have the key. I should neutralize this camera. I had to kick it hard, but it worked. There's a lock. Amphetamines. It's empty.
Who's gonna die next? You? Me? Your friend?
The killer uses a digital locking system to lock the doors. Have you ever seen him punching in the number from your cell?
Yeah, tons of times. It's 5 or 6 numbers. I'm sure that the code for your cell door begins with a 4. The last digit, I think it's a 5. But I'm not sure about anything else. But what's the point? It's hopeless. I've lost all hope of leaving this place alive. I'd just like to not suffer anymore.
Amphetamines. It's empty.